Every single night, Grandma used snakes to satisfy herself. Every snake she used ended up foaming at the mouth, stiff as a board. Until one day, she caught a rare white snake with a weird bump on its head. In a thin, terrified voice, "Please, big sis, let me go." The white snake actually started talking, begging for its life, calling her big sis, and promising that if she let it go, our family would be filthy rich. Grandma was smart. She knew how to play the long game, so she nodded and took the deal. Then the white snake turned into a flash of golden light and vanished. After that, Grandma went almost obsessed. She was dead set on getting into the coffin-making business. Not just any coffins, ones that supposedly kept you looking young forever, and could even restore a man's vitality, if you know what I mean. Word spread fast. 10 became 100, and soon people were lining up every day, practically wearing down our doorstep. And just like that, our family became the wealthiest in the whole village. But the good times didn't last. When I was 9, mysterious bruises started showing up all over my body out of nowhere. Grandma had been in the coffin trade her whole life. But one look at me, and she publicly announced she was done. Swore she'd never touch the business again. And here's the wild part. The moment she quit, every single bruise on my body disappeared. Just like that. I was curious, so I pushed Grandma for an answer. Why did my condition clear up the second she stopped making coffins? Your sickness never went away, because deep down, you're already dead. The only reason you're alive right now is because I stole your life back. Those words scared me half to death. I just stood there, frozen, couldn't get a single word out, but Grandma just kept staring at me, stone-faced, her voice low and dead serious. "You're not a real living person yet. If you want to survive, you have to take over my trade, and you have to make it past your 18th birthday." And from that day on, Grandma started teaching me all her dark, mystical tricks, hands-on. That went on until I was 17, when Grandma suddenly disappeared. I turned the whole village upside down looking for her, and finally found her inside a coffin in our own shop. Her eyes were shut tight, face white as a sheet. I thought she was gone. "Xiao Wu, how old are you now exactly?" That sudden voice made me jump out of my skin. I blurted out, "I was born on September 9th, just turned 17 today." The second I said that, Grandma shot straight up from inside the coffin. "Wrong! You were born at 9:19 p.m. on September 9th. After that exact time yesterday, you were already 18. I couldn't help but wonder, was Grandma losing it in her old age? Then Grandma let out this creepy laugh that sent chills down my spine. We won! We finally won! Grandma, what exactly did we win?" "We beat heaven itself. Listen, your life, I stole it. Pulled it right out of a golden coffin deep in the pit of 10,000 ghosts. All these years, that stolen life never fully bonded with your body. That's why you got those corpse marks. You were supposed to face divine punishment before 18, so I falsified your age by a year, just to fool heaven and help you dodge that fate." I just stood there, completely dumbstruck. My head was spinning. I couldn't process any of it. Then Grandma's pupils suddenly blew wide open. She grabbed my wrist in a death grip, eyes bulging like two saucers. "Grandma, what are you looking at?" "Child, your fate is too stubborn. You dodged heaven's punishment, but now trouble from below is knocking. Tonight at midnight, underworld agents are coming to collect your soul. So what do we do?" "Go back to the village right now. Kneel at every single door and bow your head to the ground, hard. Around here, that's the sign of a death announcement." Grandma kept going, cold as ice. "After you bow, ask every family for a leftover piece of their coffin wood. Get it all back to our shop before dark." "Grandma, why do you need other people's coffin scraps? Our shop has always had one rule, new wood only. Using someone else's leftovers is just asking for trouble." "Stop arguing, just do it." Back in the village, I had no choice but to suck it up and go door to door, bowing at every house. It was like the villagers already knew why I was there. Before I could even open my mouth, they'd pull a piece of wood from their own coffin and hand it right to me. By the time I got back to the shop, the sky had turned an ugly dark gray. The clouds were so thick and heavy, it felt like they were about to swallow the whole place whole. The moment Grandma saw me walk in, she shot up from inside the coffin. "The trouble from below is almost here. Tonight, use that wood from all those families to build yourself a coffin. Only one rule, airtight, no light gets in." "Grandma, building a coffin at night? That's supposed to bring evil spirits knocking. You sure about this?" Grandma didn't even acknowledge what I said. "Once the coffin is done, bow 3 times, then place my body inside. Only nail it halfway. Don't forget that." Seeing how dead serious she was, I nodded without even thinking. Grandma's face went even paler. "The coffin has to be finished before midnight. No matter what you hear, do not open that door. And don't let anyone know you're building a coffin. If you slip up, everything's over. You got that?" "Got it, but Grandma, what if the underworld agents actually show up and try to take me?" "Yang at its peak becomes yin. Yin at its peak becomes yang. 100 woods make a coffin, blessed by heaven's decree." "Grandma, what does that even mean?" Before I could even figure it out, Grandma suddenly went stiff and fell straight back into the coffin. I snapped back to reality and screamed her name at the top of my lungs. Then out of nowhere, a massive white snake, at least 40 feet long, burst out from the pile of wood I'd brought back and kept bowing its head over and over toward where Grandma had fallen. The sight was so freaky I couldn't even scream. When I looked again, the white snake had vanished into thin air. Right as I was trying to figure out where it went, Grandma's voice suddenly echoed in my head, telling me to stop wasting time and start building the coffin. I spun around, but the coffin held nothing but Grandma's cold, still body. As weird as it all felt, I couldn't afford to waste another second. I grabbed my tools and got to work. I don't know how much time passed. Then came a knock at the door. I almost called out to ask who it was, but Grandma's final order flashed in my mind. I I kept quiet and kept working. Xiao Wu, it's me, Zhang Yinger, open up. She was literally the girl of my dreams, the one I'd always wanted to marry. But back then, she never gave me the time of day because I worked with coffins. Xiao Wu, do you like me? Let me in and I'll let you kiss me. My heart was racing. But the more she talked, the more I knew. That door could not open. Xiao Wu, save me! Let me in, those things out there! They're gonna eat me alive! My heart sank. Could there really be something out there trying to get her? I set down my tools and crept quietly over to the door. Peering through the crack, I saw Zhang Yinger standing right outside, face full of panic, eyes darting behind her over and over.